with her head on my lap, biting me on the leg. I don't know why she was doing that. And she thought it'd make me sadder or something. I was like, you know. And so then I got into the scene and tears just poured out of my eyes. And I thought, I did it, I got it. And Peter Hunt said to the guy, tell him to do it again. James Bond doesn't cry. But it's there somewhere, that scene in the cutting room. And I did it again without the tears, and that was the one that was in the film. But I was starting to learn to act by then. You know, I'd been 9 months shooting and 4 months testing, doing nothing else but playing James Bond.
Yes, sir.
Question for both of you. What is your opinion of Bond's series progression and so on after the two of you left?
My opinion, I think the Broccoli family is incredibly clever. I think they really know what the James Bond franchise is all about. And I think that there have been some missteps, but I think that they were good for the time. Where James Bond is today with Daniel Craig, I think he's the most spectacular ever. I adore him. I think he is James. Oh, I think he's fabulous. I do. I think that where it's progressed, he is today's James Bond. He needed to change, and I think they're brilliant. I adore Daniel Craig, so I'm very, very happy with it. I don't think George is.
I don't know Daniel Craig, but I believe he's done a good job.
Oh,
I haven't seen him.
Fabulous.
Okay, he's fabulous. But what was the question?
How do you feel about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
How do you feel about the Bond films after you left?
Right. How do you
Well,
feel about the progression of them?
I was a James Bond fan to begin with. I went into Dr. No with a girl with an 80% chance. I came out with a 10. So I wanted to be that guy. If ever I got the chance. And so it's, you know, why not? The guy gets his girl, he wins at gambling, he shoots anybody who gets in his way. I mean, every guy would love to be that fellow. It's a man thing,
Yeah.
you know, until you mature.
Okay, next question. Anybody? Yes, sir.
Well, you told a great story about how you became James Bond. Why did you stop being James Bond? It seems like it fitted with your lifestyle pretty well.
You'd be surprised. You know, when I got the part, the people were just about ready to grow their hair. You know, it was late 67, I think I shot it. Came out in 69. And it was hippie era. And people were make love, not war. And I can remember being in a fancy restaurant, just going in there one day in London, and a guy went, "Waiter!" I went, "What the hell?" No one dressed in suits. Nobody wore short hair. They all had long hair, bell bottoms, flowers, and they were the guys getting laid. I looked like a waiter at James Bond. So you got to remember the time. And I thought that Sean Connery did such a good job that, hey, this thing's got to end sometime. And I was wrong. It just goes on and on and on. And they tried to get me to come back twice. Once after the film, they offered that my pay was going to be $75,000 to do the next film. They offered me $1 million. And Ronan O'Reilly, my manager, said, "There's a guy called Clint Eastwood who makes $500,000 doing spaghetti westerns in Italy, and he doesn't even speak. You can do 2 of those, get $1 million, and you have 6 or 8 weeks." And I said, "Okay." But then I couldn't get arrested in the film business because I was blacklisted. But meanwhile, I wished I had done another one, you know, in retrospect. But then on the other hand, I might not have the kids I got now and everything else. You know, you can't really say. I wouldn't give up my life now for anybody because of my kids.
You said the blacklisted you though. I mean, did they try to stop you from doing other things? Like
Oh yeah. You kidding? I couldn't. Even right up to the Equalizer. That was my idea. Gave it to Michael Sloan. He wrote the script for me. I tested for the role. David Hemmings shot the pilot, And I was all ready to go, and they didn't even call me. I was waiting for them to pick me up. They didn't even call me. I called Mike's father. I said, "What happened?" He said, "They got a phone call upstairs." So I couldn't work at anything. I think I could get a job as if it was at the moment. Like I was walking across the lot one day, and a woman yelled out the window, "George, can you go to Hawaii tomorrow? Hawaii 5-0." I said, "Yeah." No, Singapore, I think. Singapore, the actor had fallen sick or couldn't go or something. I went that day to Singapore. I worked on 2 episodes, and I met Ben Gazzara and Peter Bogdanovich there.
Oh.
And I did St. Jack because they wanted someone to play a gay senator. And I didn't want to do it. And, I said, "You gotta be kidding. I'm Joe Jack." And finally they got me drunk and I did it. And so that's how I got film parts. It was never, through the regular route.
Any other questions out there anywhere that you would like? Yes, sir.
Was it UA that was doing this, or was it the Rockers? Who was putting the word out not to hire you?
I think it was the broccoli.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can remember being in the commissary one day in MGM, Sony, and this guy, Teeth Boutzer, who was Cubby's friend. He was a lawyer for Howard Hughes. Cubby used to work for Howard. He came over, and I was sitting by myself. He said, "Cubby's over here. Why don't you come over and say hello?" And they were in a booth together, and Cubby was sitting there, and, "How you doing, George?" I said, "Fine." He said, "Do you need any help?" I said, "How can you help me, Cubby?" And he looked at Teeth, and he said, "We could make a few phone calls." And I, proud old me, got up and said, "No, I don't need any help." And walked away.
I think you'd all be surprised at how often things like that happen.
Yeah.
And continue to in the industry. They really do. There can be little things put out and you get on a list and you're not going to work.
Yeah, difficult to handle was
Yeah.
my thing that they put out. It's difficult to handle. And who needs that on millions of dollars floating around making a movie, And I was never late, never missed my lines, never had a day off, anything.
Other questions? Anybody? Yes, sir.
I know neither of you are screenwriters per se, but you mentioned you had that idea for equal